If CBSE board exams happen in July or later, majority of students who hold office from foreign universities will lose their admission.
We've been in grade 12 since the past 16 months, and this has resulted in excessive anxiety and uncertainty.
Instead of conducting the examinations now, the government should adopt an internal or any other assessment method.
केवल प्रैक्टिकल करने में जो प्रैक्टिकल के लिए बुलाए थे बच्चे, उसमें हर स्कूल से एक दो केस आए हैं. ऐसे भी स्कूल हैं जहां 10 15 केसेस आए हैं. वैसे में अगर हम कहें कि नहीं उसी तरह से एग्जाम कराएंगे तो आई थिंक वी आर प्लेइंग विद द लाइव्स ऑफ द किड्स.
Hello everyone, you're watching News Epicenter with me, Maria Shakil. Amidst the COVID pandemic, the wait and uncertainty for class 12 students is continuing. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is reviewing the exam infrastructure, looking at all possible options after extensive discussions with all states and stakeholders. Sources say the centre and the CBSE board are in favour of conducting examinations, but students, parent groups and several state governments continue to raise concerns, saying even though COVID cases are dipping, the threat remains and children are not even eligible for the jab so far. Even though exams have been held during the pandemic in the past, the second wave is a bitter beast with a rise in mutant variants which have targeted the youth. The decision by the government will pave way for the hearing in Supreme Court, which has deferred the plea seeking cancellation of exams till June 3rd. Students continue to be in a state of limbo. There is no clarity on the exam dates, no clarity on whether there will be staggered exams or a reduction in the subject caseload, multiple factors which require preparations from both students and their parents. This has raised doubts over the college process as well. While many states have called for internal assessments to mark students, it will create an uneven playing field in central universities. At the same time, with no vaccines or clarity on exams, admission to foreign universities and visa processes have been thrown into disarray. While at the same time, there is no clarity on how and when competitive exams will be conducted for engineering and medical colleges. Students across the country who have been impacted by the COVID crisis are facing the brunt of this doubt. This is a critical time where planning and preparation for college and careers is key, and millions of students have no answers as clarity is still to emerge, and that eludes them. Joining me on the show, Dr. C.B. Sharma is the professor at IGNOU and former chairperson of NIOAS. Dr. Onika Mehrotra is director, Kalka Group of Institutions. Anubha is the president of India-wide Parents Association. We are also we'll be joined by students as well on the show. But before that, Dr. Sharma, since you have been vociferously batting for examinations, the fact is also that the current situation isn't conducive to conduct in-person examination. And holding an online exam is impractical given the lack of infrastructure and also digital divide. Then what should be done?
Thank you very much for this debate and informing the general public about it. The first and foremost thing is that this is the first national level test to assess children on one platform. And we had so much time to prepare for it. On 31st of December, the Honorable Minister, Mr. Nishank, had declared that we will be organizing the exam from 4th of May. I believe we had enough time to prepare and vaccinate all those. All those who would be writing the 12th exam must be 17 plus, because the minimum age for admission to class 1 is 6 years. Second very important fact is that all the teachers and staff, they also have to be vaccinated.
But Dr. Sharma, in India, it's still 18 plus who can be vaccinated. So to say that they are eligible for vaccines and they're not being vaccinated is a narrative that is false.
Second, listen to me. We should immediately have a task force, expert group on doing this with doctors on board. We are all imagining things, professing things, and also suggesting, which is damaging the situation. See, we are not taking exams as something very serious because we feel nobody has died. Don't forget, 15% to 20% of the student population are very serious students who have worked for at least 5-6 years for this exam. When you say no exam or average or on the basis of school marks, they would react. God forbid.
So are you saying that there are certain students who are serious and they want to take exams? There are a set of students who are non-serious.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Abhishek will respond. Abhishek, respond to Dr. Sharma. So students like you who do not want exams to be held are non-serious according to him.
No, ma'am, this is not the truth. All the students are equally hardworking. This is unfair with all the students who have worked hard. And ma'am, each and every student is special in his or her way. We can't say that one student has worked hard and the other hasn't worked hard. So I typically unjustify such statements.
Okay. So that's a response that is coming from a student. Anubha, come in on this, Anubha. We have seen the petition before the Apex Court, and the Apex Court has said that in similar situation, last year, what had happened was that it had prompted internal marking. Then why should these exams be held? To quote the court, it said that there has to be a cogent reason for exams to go ahead.
True. See, as far as 12th board exams are concerned, even last year the exams were cancelled and the students were evaluated as per internal assessment and whatever exams they have appeared for. Suppose in last year this COVID would have come in the month of February or March, what our government would have done? They would have cancelled all the exams, all the board exams, be it state board or central board or ICSE board or any other board which they have cancelled in the month of June. So this kind of arguments by some people that only serious students want cancellation, that is not the thing. We are facing COVID, we are in the pandemic, we are in second phase, and now this is a serious situation. When last year they have cancelled exams, hardly few papers were left. But had it been in the month of January or February or March, I think government would have cancelled other papers also.
Okay, Anika, so, there are two options that are being considered. One is a view of truncated examination. There is also this case that is being built in favor of exams, of course, is that the NEET and JEE exams were held, and right now the cases are below 2 lakh, in fact below 1.5 lakh to be specific. The deaths are below 3,000 for the first time in 35 days, new cases lowest in 54 days, and hence more or less the situation is conducive for the exams.
Maria, when we did NEET, what have we earned? We earned a second wave. And now that we are, being told the third wave is just around the corner, somewhere in September, and then the children will be affected. You think we can risk our children? I mean, the most vulnerable community? Is that how we're going to treat them? Such an unprecedented things are happening, and we are still debating on it. Why can't we give the leverage to the students? Why can't we promote them? 5 plus here and there. So similarly, the students community should also think forward. Now, Maria, what happens is there are a group of students who are aiming for a particular career. Now, every point mark matters. Their admissions are hampered if they are, failing by 0.5% also. I can understand there then. And that is the reason there's a mixed kind of a reaction. But such situation, the students should also understand that they should look into multidisciplinary options also. You can't be adamant now at this juncture. We can't risk our life of our children for a particular career or for a particular marks. Why can't we trust the schools? Why can't schools who have been taking examination till the 9th standard on their own and passing the students, suddenly the board fear or the board examination becomes vital? So the teachers and the school should be given the responsibility to not to be biased, to be fair with the students, looking at the approach, the aptitude, the attitude of students. The teachers very well know the students. They know the kind of ability that they have. Okay. Why can't we give their opportunity to the school to collaborate with CBSE?
Okay, so you are building the argument that there should be internal assessment, right?
Exactly.
Okay, Pranati is another student. She's class 12 student and she's joining me as well. Pranati, should there be internal assessment, as is also a view in a strong section of education experts?
In my opinion, whether the board exams are conducted or not, the students need to be informed well in advance about the exam, so that we could prepare ourselves mentally and physically too. It is hard for us to cope up with the studies in this pandemic situation. They are saying about in offline examinations about the change in duration of the examination in this pandemic situation. Whether it is going to be a 1-hour examination or even 30 minutes examination, the risk of exposing to COVID is the same. So I would agree to her opinion that considering the internal assessment or any alternative way of assessments could be better than this.
Okay, Abhishek, what are your thoughts? Because there is a section of students who believe that level playing field will not be there and that you cannot really trust perhaps your teachers or professors to be unbiased, and hence it's better to rely on some kind of an assessment, may not be internal assessment.
Exactly, ma'am. This was one of the points which I would like to raise. We definitely trust our schools, but then there are a section of people who actually don't trust the school on the grounds that schools are biased to a few students. If I would like to take that opinion, then I would like to say, then the concept of practical examinations and the Viva examinations, those oral Vivas which we have given already in the month of February after our pre-board examinations, that can be one of those alternatives that come under internal assessment, but no teacher can be biased under that, because then teachers will have a valid proof that this student has performed in this particular manner. They'll have a proof about that. So in that way, ma'am, both the internal assessment concept and the non-biasness of the teacher will play an important role. Thus, both the sections of the society, both students are equally justified in this.
Okay.
So this is one of my opinions.
Okay. So the concern is now, then what will be the out-of-the-box thinking, Onika? If the students do not trust internal assessment, they are not in favor of examination, then what next?
That is it. You see, time is running out, Maria. We cannot now be, still speculating enough, because by 1st June we're expecting that we'll get an answer to it. Now the minister, we wish him speedy recovery, is unwell. So I mean, we would have known by now, by today, that what was the conclusion. We are still hanging loose as to what is the way forward. So I think let the government and CBSE play a proactive role. Let them see, whenever such situation arises, Maria, the benefit of doubt should always be given to the students. It is the students who we are catering to. Education is all about that. What essence does examination have if you are not considering the benefit of the students?
Okay,
so
Dr.
I think
Sharma?
Maria, I would like to comment. Maria, I would like to say one thing.
Yes, Anubha. I'll come to you. Let me take a quick word from Dr. Sharma. He's clearly disagreeing with Onika.
First and foremost, assessment cannot be decided on the views of parents and students themselves. Every parent and every student will like to get 100% marks. This is one sector where the client cannot be the right person. So I don't think the views of the students.
Are the schools giving wrong marks in the 11th standard? No, sir. Are the schools giving wrong marks in 11th standard and promoting them? Is that what you're trying to tell us? If I'm teaching my student, am I giving them wrong marks? I mean, I'm feeling ashamed to be called a teacher if this is how you're going to relate to the teaching in the schools.
I'm not a teacher?
In the 9th standard, aren't we giving marks? Similarly,
I'm not a teacher?
Then how can you even say that? Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I? I'm sorry. I'm not shouting. No, I'm not shouting, sir. Please, you can't dominate an Sir, you can't dominate an argument. You can't dominate an argument when we can give them marks in 11th standard. Why can't we give them 12th?
Why
do you have practical? Why do we have practical examinations? Why do you have practical examinations?
We cannot certify students on the basis of the internal assessment or the marks of the schools.
So then in that case, okay, fine. Look, the education community is also divided. It's visible now. Anubha, you heard from two people. I'm just asking you a specific question. Several are suggesting there has to be out-of-box thinking. What is this out-of-box thinking?
See,
and do we really have time anymore? One thought is, let there be exams, perhaps in September, October. Before that, vaccines for children would be available, and these kids would be vaccinated before they enter the examination hall. Anubha.
Let us have a staggered exam.
I'm coming back to you. One moment. Dr. Sharma,
there are other vaccinate whole population. We could not vaccinate people. We could not vaccinate senior citizens. they are hardly 10 or 15%. These students and youth and teachers, they are more than 50%. How are we going to vaccinate these students, teachers in 2 months' time? It is practically impossible. Second thing, the sir is saying that the evaluation happens because exam is must, because we cannot consider the marks given by teachers. Then what about the assessment which has been done from junior KG to 9th standard and in 11th standard?
You are
So can we?
blowing up my statement.
You mean to
That's
say
not
that
the statement
the
I'm
students
making.
who are appearing
Board
for 12th
exam is a serious
board-
exam.
Sir, you baseless arguments, baseless justifications you are giving. You mean to say that the students who scored well in 11th exam are not eligible for 12th because the assessment has been done by teachers? What kind of arguments you are saying? You mean to say that the assessment done by teachers from primary till 9th standard will not be counted because the teachers have assessed
Okay,
these
let
students?
me put the
What
lens
kind of
back
argument
on
you
those
are
two
putting?
students who are there on the panel.
This is
Yes,
argument, sir.
okay, let me ask them, because the students are the
COVID.
biggest stakeholders in this decision. Pranati, what are your thoughts? Should there be internal assessment?
Yes, as some of them said that it could be biased. So I could go for online proctored tests that will be supervised by a teacher. Of course, that is not available in the rural areas, but some alternative mode of assessment should be taken. Yes, this is my opinion on
Okay,
this.
so
Better
suggest, let's
be
look
better.
for solutions from you all. What will be this alternative method that you're suggesting? What can it be?
Yes, I think online proctor test is much better than this, because there the teacher will be monitoring you. Each teacher has 25 students to monitor you. And many entrance tests are kept in that mode of examination in universities. Many things, any private universities are keeping exams and are keeping entrance based on this. So this could be a reliable source of mode of examination.
Okay, Abhishek.
Ma'am, extraordinary situations call for extraordinary solutions and extraordinary planning. Mr. Sharma, I respect you, but there's one point which I would like to raise. Students' lives matter. Our lives matter. We are the stakeholders of the examination, and the teachers who are going to assess our marks, they're also the stakeholders of the examination. So you have to understand the student's point of view. And in the beginning, I missed out on one conversation which I have gathered up. You said that the students who are weaker in studies want internal assessment. Sir, I can show you my pre-board examination marks. You can contact my school, St. James School, Kolkata. I have scored a 93% in my offline examinations. And you can assess me, right? So it's not that weaker students want internal evaluation. The students who can raise up their voices are demanding for internal assessment, because the need of the hour is for internal assessment. Anubha ma'am, Mamta ma'am, there are those professionals who don't intervene in all the normal cases. This is an extraordinary case. So we have to think out of the box.
It's a once in a lifetime pandemic, Dr. Sharma. And hence,
Exactly,
the
ma'am.
solutions have to be extraordinary. Out of the box, I keep
Yes,
on
ma'am, that's
saying
the
that
point.
again and again. Dr. Sharma, there has
Yes,
to
ma'am.
be something that the students will get that confidence to enter an examination hall. Students that I've been speaking to over the last few days, they keep on saying that there is a ban on congregation, that there should not be a gathering of more than 30, 40 people. But in an examination hall, when it's an offline exams, even if it is held in the school premises, you will have more than 100 students.
And what is the guarantee, Maria, that in offline mode, if the
Listen
student is appearing for an
listen to my
exam,
proposal very carefully. Let us have a staggered exam, start from 15 June, go up to 15 November. Don't ask every student to appear for the same exam on the same day. We have been doing on-demand exam. You decide your paper, you decide your date and come and write your exam. We have been doing through the National Institute of Open Schooling, do staggered exams. So you won't have all the students coming on the same day. There are 12 classes, but you have to assess only one class. So if you are calling 12th class students, you will have so many rooms available. Now, on-demand exam and 1/3 students, you will have enough space. So those who want their certificate immediately,
How many
those who
question
want their
papers will you make?
certificate immediately, let them write the exam in the first instance.
Okay.
Those who want to write their exam later,
Okay.
they can write
Anika
at a later
and,
date.
Anika and
Maria.
Anubhav
Maria.
will respond. Yes, Anika.
so
Maria.
firstborn disease,
Maria,
Yeah.
we can, why delay it so much? Why can't we have an internal assessment and then later those who are not happy with it can do it, as Dr. Sharma is saying, by September, October, at least the major chunk who want to move ahead with the marks, at least allow them to do that. For a handful of you, why are you risking everybody? Why can't we have internal and get over with it?
I
Those
wonder
who are
the
not
speaker
satisfied,
understands
as
the
the
difference
10th,
between a school assessment and a national assessment.
yes, I do.
It's a national assessment on
I
one
know,
standard
we know
for
that.
the nation.
We know that. We've been doing it for years and
No,
years.
your answer
It's nothing
doesn't
new.
prove that.
It's nothing new.
It's apparent from your answer
And
that
is
you don't
pandemic
understand
happening every
the
year?
difference between a
Has
school
pandemic been
assessment
happening
and a
every
national
year?
assessment.
Aren't you feeling ashamed as to what trauma the children are going through? Look at the stress they're going through. Every family is affected, sir. Have some empathy,
No,
have some sympathy towards the
don't make
students
such
and their lives.
statements
We can't
and,
risk
and,
it.
and try to be
And
political. Don't be
there's no
politically
harm.
correct.
There is
As
no
teachers,
harm
I
in being
expect
lenient.
teachers to give
There is no harm being lenient.
a
Major
reply
chunk,
Fine.
if
which is in the
80%,
interest of
Anuba,
students
if 80%,
and not
if
politically
80%
correct
can get
statements.
pass
Dr.
through that,
Sharma,
and let the 20%
these
go
are
ahead with this.
teachers who understand the system as well as you do. If they have a thought, then they will present their thought on my show. So please respect their views. Anuba, go ahead.
See, as sir is saying that offline exam is the only option and it should be mandatory. Now tell me one thing, how can you guarantee that a student who is going to sit for an offline exam is going to get 100% marks or 90% marks, or he will be having a very good performance? What will be the mental status of that student who will be sitting in the classroom, whether I will get COVID positive? If anything happens in between the exam, then again he will have to appear for another exam next year. If anything happens to his family, what will happen? This is COVID situation, and in Kerala, students are telling me that they appeared for this offline exam, they scored 70% to 75%, not more than that, because they were having anxiety. There was an impact on their performance when they went for offline exams. So why are you insisting on offline exam? Why are you not insisting on other modes of assessment? Apart
20
from internal
seconds to
assessment,
you,
we can have
Dr.
Viva,
Sharma,
we can have other
and then
assessment.
I'll give the final words to the two students. Dr. Sharma.
Yeah, can I see? I will strongly suggest make preparations and go for offline exam. You are assessing different competencies and we certify a student on various competencies that they have, and it is important that they be assessed. Just because we are not able to make all the arrangements, we have not been able to design and develop the SOPs, we are going for shortcuts. Don't go for shortcuts when you have a national assessment. This is a very important examination on the basis of which your students are assessed lifelong. I will give you an example, quick example. We have a Karpuri division in Bihar where students were certified without passing in English. Go and find the plight of those. They have not been able to find a job.
Fine.
These students will suffer all their life if you take
Abhishek and Pranati, come in on the show. Are you prepared for the exams?
Ma'am, Dr. R. Guleria in one of his bulletins had said this thing, and I would like to quote this for Mr. Sharma, and I'll quote this. He has said that the damages in this pandemic has been worrisome for the children and young adults, where they have lost their loved ones and some have seen their parents dying in front of their eyes. And students are in the state of, they're not in the perfect state to sit for an offline examination. Mr. Sharma, you have to think from a student's point of view. You can't be adamant like the government. And secondly, I'd like to raise, you can maintain all the COVID protocols inside the school premises. Do you guarantee me, can you write it down to me that I won't contract COVID outside school? Because there are many people in this developing country who don't have a personal vehicle for transportation, for locomotion. Do you guarantee the right to life according to Article 21 of the Indian Constitution to them? Can you do that? If you can, then I'm ready to write an offline examination. I promise this on a national television today.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Abhishek, are you prepared for the examination?
Definitely, ma'am. I'm
You're
prepared for the examination.
If the announcement
Yes,
is that the exams will be held, then you will go ahead and take the exams.
Yes, ma'am.
You're prepared for
We are Indian kids, ma'am. Ma'am, we have learned from our forefathers to be prepared.
For
And we
all
are
the
not afraid
exams.
of online examination.
For all the exams, we are always prepared. That is true. Pranati. Pranati.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah. Definitely not. I am not prepared mentally and physically, because I would like to say a statistical thing in Tamil Nadu. Just 71 days we have went to the school. Just 71 days. Not even 3 months. Not even 3 months we have went to the offline classes. I mean, in the online classes, the teaching is not proper. Just just an hour per day. This is not enough for the students to cope up and compete with the students. I would like to say the statistics. In January, we went 11 days, February 21 days, March 27 days, April only 12 days. Counting all those days, it will come only 71 days, excluding the government holidays and Sundays. The teaching too is not proper in the online classes. So we couldn't complete the examinations and we couldn't think about the offline examinations.
Okay.
But of course, if the government could keep any offline examination, it should be uniform for all the boards, irrespective of the state.
All right. I wish both of you good luck, Abhishek and Pranati, and thank you to all other panelists as well. Yes, the clarity perhaps will emerge in the next 24 hours is an indication that is coming from the government, whether the exams will be held or whether it will not be held. That's all from me. Thanks so much for watching.